Okay, so it's been about 5 days since we put the clutch and all the new flywheel and everything in the XR6. And about 2 days ago, it looks like the clutch master cylinder has decided to pack it in. This clutch is a lot heavier, and we should replace that cylinder as we were going, but clearly I didn't learn from previous lessons on these things. So we're going to rip that out, have a look at it. Can't be rebuilt because I don't know whether they can be or not. We'll order a new one, put it in, bleed it all out, and then hope that's our only problem. But otherwise, it was functioning quite well before that. It's a lot different to drive than what it used to be. Hell of a lot better. So I'll rip this thing out now. Might run it through a little bit of a tutorial once we figure out how this comes out and functions. But yeah, otherwise we'll get it out and we'll see what we're in for. We weren't able to get it all the way over, so we can't get the driver's door open. So subsequently, I'm upside down underneath the dash, but the location of this thing is right, you can see this, right about there. There it is. So we've got to take, it looks like there's bolts or something either side of that and 2 hoses, so I'm going to hit them up and see how we go. Okay, so fast forward like an hour. This was a total pain to get out. Has security screws that get up in that side, if you can even see any of that. A couple of hoses. It's currently draining. We got it out, so we'll have a look. Fast forward an hour. That was one of the most painful things I've done in my existence to this date. There was security screws, one jammed. It's not like I can get in with a grinder and cut it out. I found the smallest socket I could and smashed it onto it and got it out in the end. Most annoying. We got it out, the lines are draining out, we got it out of the car. It's buggered anyway, but we're going to have a look at it just for something to do. Hopefully the installation, the new one, is better. Now these screws are, whatever you call these things with the dumb looking head on them, I don't know. I'm swapping these out for something else if I can, because this is just absolutely painful. But anyway, so we'll get another one, swap it out, bleed it all out, and then hopefully that rectifies our issue. But let's go have a look at this one. Okay, so we got the cylinder out here. Let's have a look at this thing. We'll just have a bit of a look, see if we can actually do anything about it. It's not we'll be able to see much, but I don't even know whether you can pull these things apart, but it looks like you can pop them apart. Curious to see if you could put a kit through it. Whoa, that was a mistake. Clearly, that's rather warm. That's chemical. Rightio. So let's we'll get a screwdriver and pop that out. Just pause that. So pull a bit of this out. See if we can get it out. See if it even comes out actually. After that, I'm going to go and play video games tonight, and that was just nightmarish. See, I don't even think that comes out.
I think that's a
It was just like a collar.
Yeah. I think this is...
It's clearly got to come apart, but...
Yeah. I think it's the kind of thing, once it's built, it's not meant to be able to come apart.
It probably would. It might be pushed in. Which means... we take this... It's fucked anyway, so it doesn't matter if we sort of...
Don't strike me in the face.
I'm just curious to know whether they're even rebuildable. Oh, there you
Oh.
go. Oh yeah, that seal's shredded. Look at that. See how it looks all shitty and flat?
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, that don't.
You know, you'd probably actually be able to rebuild that.
It's probably why it was flooring out.
Oh, that'd be why it wasn't holding pressure. I reckon you could... I reckon if that cylinder isn't scored, I reckon we could rebuild that. Save ourselves 70 bucks. Just do we take the risk?
It's just...
It's pretty basic. Like,
where do we get the seals? Unless we use an O-ring kit.
No, the brake sleeve, because you change that seal,
Okay.
and then there's the brake place in town, they sell that. You pop that off. I'd say there'd be, without stabbing myself, just take that seal off. As long as the bore isn't scored, which is what we'd have to look at.
Is that dry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
It looks pretty good.
So that would be new seal. Give it all a big clean. Yeah, that's... Yeah, shouldn't be buggered. The new O-ring here. It's weird, so... I wonder if there's... Oh, well, there shouldn't be an O-ring in here because that's a seal there. Realistically. Yeah, because
is that though flexible, that piece?
No, maybe there is a seal in there.
I'm thinking that that's what's actually gave out. There was a seal there, and it's just been.
See, that's the pressure seal.
Oh, that's what you just pulled out.
Yeah, don't know. Maybe it's just better off just getting. So we're back about a week and a half later, and we had to wait for the master cylinder to arrive. So we have it just here, as expected. It is what we've ordered. So hopefully that's the issue. It comes with the filler hose in here, but we're going to leave what's existing in there. Change out these fittings here as we go. So we're going to get that in the car, prime it up. Hopefully that rectifies our problem, which it should do, and then we can drive the car again. So as you can see, it's got to go up in that position just there where those hoses are on the back side of that pedal. And with any luck, we won't have any dramas. As you can see, it's a bit of a tight squeeze here, so we'll get this in hopefully a lot easier than how we got it out. Rightio, so we got the master cylinder back in. It took about an hour to do that. We lost one of the bolts, so the dog wants to come for the test drive. So we're going to fire this thing up. We did bleed it all out and everything, and test it on the hoist. Did go into gear, so we're going to take it for a spin now, just make sure everything's good. If that's the case, then we fix the problem until something else breaks. Seems good, gear changes seem fine, it's settled in alright, so we'll just see how it goes. Being that this is quite a heavier clutch for this car, we'll see how this master cylinder goes. I mean, if it gets to the point where this thing needs to be changed out every bloody 2 months or something crazy because it's too much, we're going to have to look at something different. But hopefully it was just because it was old, and it should have been changed when we did the clutch anyway, and being that this is a heavier clutch, we'll just see how the standard cylinder survives. But if it does become an issue, as I said, might have to find something different later on, and we'll go from there. But at this stage, it's good. We're back up and running. We can get back to what we were doing and finish this car, little bits and pieces. The rest of it is the center section for the gauges and the 360 camera system. I want to fix that, find out what is even wrong with that. So that's the next couple of things we're going to do. And we've still got a few little surprises coming up here and there that we've been working on over the last couple of months. So hopefully that'll be very beneficial to this car and anyone else who has a car like this with the exact same issue that I have. So yeah,